I am too old to worry about games where you can't get the true ending unless you 100% it. That's bullshit.
I know Jay's gonna say like, oh, this is typical Ben, but like I like the way Halo did it, where it was like, you got the whole ending, but like if you did it on Legendary, you got like a little bit extra that doesn't really do much, but it's still a cool little thing.
It doesn't fundamentally change the ending of the game, and it doesn't leave out. It doesn't leave out something you're emotionally invested in if you're a casual player. Yeah, but other than that, that But Oblivion is the only game I've 100%ed on achievements, because literally every achievement in Oblivion is just do all the faction quests, do all the Shivering Isles quests, do all the Knights whatever the quests. And I did all those. I will never do that Knights quest again, though. Never in my life.
I started it. I never finished Oblivion because I'm bad. But I've
been trying to convince you to for a long time.
And then it was like, hey, if you keep doing this other stuff, you can't complete the quests. And I was like, okay, you then. And I just went.
Yeah, you gotta. Not only is that a pain in the ass, but also it doesn't have quest markers. And I'm sorry, if I'm gonna play an Elder Scrolls game that's past Morrowind, I want quest markers.
I vaguely tuned out of this conversation and came back. It was a great place to come back to.
Hello and welcome to Star Wars Every Week Forever, the podcast in which we watch one Star Wars movie every week forever. This week, Attack of the Clones. Yay. Our favorite. Ben, how was your watch?
This movie's way too fucking long.
Yeah.
I was on the phone with my mom about 10 minutes before we started recording. I told her, like, oh, I'm going to have to go in a minute, going to have to start recording. She was like, oh, which movie is it? I was like, Attack of the Clones, the second one. And she was like, oh, and I was like, probably my second least favorite. She goes, oh, well, have fun.
It's only like 5 or 6 minutes longer than the third longest, but like the entire movie is so goddamn slow that it feels like 20 minutes longer. Chris, how was your watch?
I watched this movie basically twice today.
Why?
God.
Chris, why?
Because it's my first day since we've been back of having to get up at fucking 5:30 in the morning. And I was like, all right, I'll do my usual, get some coffee, and I'll fucking watch Star Wars at like 6 o'clock in the morning, because it'll get it out of the way before I have to go into work, and it'll be done. And then I got, well, right around the time Queen Amidala went to sleep, so did I. So I had to rewatch this movie again, essentially from that section. I started it over though, because I realized I was falling asleep through the first part of it, and then. So yeah, that's how this watch went. Not good, to summarize.
That's why I have like a hard cutoff time where I will not start the movies. It's like 7 o'clock at night. Because if I start at 7 o'clock at night, either I'm going to fall asleep during it, or worse, I'm not going to fall asleep during it, and I'll be up way too late watching fucking Star Wars.
I started my watch last night at like 9 something. I was going to start it earlier, but then people showed up to my house, and my house was noisy. So at 9:30-ish, I started my watch, and I did pretty good. I got to the end of the droid factory before I was like, I'm moments from sleep. I need to pause this, and we'll finish the last half hour later.
Generally, no matter how well rested I am, around that time of the movie is when I often go. I feel myself going to sleep.
It's time for a nap.
I know. I just woke up, well rested, but it's time for a nap.
between the beginning of Naboo to right as the action picks up in the droid factory, it's like it's a slow decline into either being too tired to watch this movie or being too tired of watching this movie to watch this movie. Usually around that time, I'll pause for a while and leave and come back. It's also usually because I start my watches at like 3 o'clock, and by 5 o'clock, I'm like, oh, I gotta take my dog out or something like that. But it's a good excuse to get the fuck away.
Just walk away for a few minutes.
I never, before this podcast, I never felt the need when watching a Star Wars movie to take a break halfway through. I don't know why.
Tell you what, when I was in the theater, wait, no, it wasn't Last Jedi I saw in 3D because I was with you, Ben, and you equally share my hatred of 3D. So what Star Wars movie did I see in 3D? Yeah, and also I get sick from it.
No, you're thinking of Avatar again, like last week, because 3D. Yeah. That's what
I don't want to ever talk about Avatar again.
I hung up on Avatar still.
I don't want to ever think about Avatar again.
Nobody wants to talk about Attack of the Clones. We'll just talk about fucking Avatar again this week. Fuck it.
I would probably rather talk that. I think I would rather talk about Attack of the Clones than Avatar.
Welcome to Avatar every week forever.
God, I would rather die.
Welcome to Avatar for at least 2 weeks.
For at least 2 weeks. Hey, we're 6 weeks in. We're done with this podcast. Can I get dangerously serious for a second here?
Yeah.
Every time I hate this fucking watch. And it's partially because it's a terrible fucking movie, which it is. Like, I think we can all agree, it's a bad fucking movie. It's a bad movie.
I mean, unless you're Chris, it's his favorite.
It's Chris's favorite.
Yeah, I'll keep up the kayfabe.
Keep it kayfabe.
Keep it kayfabe.
The problem with doing a Forever podcast is that your memory of things that happen in your life start to be associated with the Star Wars movie that you saw that week. And this week is unfortunately attached to a very traumatic moment in my life, which is my mom's passing. And I'm pretty sure I asked everybody if I could talk about this. If you aren't comfortable with this, jump ahead about 4 minutes. But this was the first Star Wars movie I watched after, because when she passed, it was actually Phantom Menace, but I had watched it the day before, and I watched Attack of the Clones after. And first of all, it's a bad movie. Second of all, I didn't want to be watching the movie that week. Third of all, a scene in this movie is dangerously close to how my mom passed, meaning I was there. And it's just a tough watch. Every time. Not like sometimes, some weeks it's worse, some weeks it's better, but this week it was especially hard considering I went into the episode knowing that it comes out on the anniversary, and it's fucking tough. It just is a tough watch right now. So from the social commentary side, I hate Attack of the Clones because it's a bad movie, but also because I have to watch that Anakin scene every fucking time, and I get more and more mad at it every fucking time. Because, like, it's tough for me, and also I can't understand why George Lucas built Anakin Skywalker in this movie the way he did. Because, like, you get scenes where you're genuinely sympathetic to him, and let's be honest, like, Anakin Skywalker had a tough upbringing, and everyone around him failed him. Some willingly, some unwillingly. But he's still a fucking monster every step of the goddamn way. He's not sympathetic, at least in these movies. I know in Clone Wars he's kind of sympathetic, but, like, it's frustrating. And that frustration is only coupled with my associations with the movie. So, most of the time I can kind of get past it and not think about it too much. This was a tough watch. Just a tough watch. I got dangerously serious for a second.
You shouldn't feel sorry about that. Like you said, This is a forever podcast, and you are two of my absolute best friends in the whole wide world. So, of course, I want you to get dangerously serious. If you have sentiment to share, share it, goddammit. I love you.
I love you too. I love both of you. And I felt it was
Shouldn't
important.
should never feel
Right.
like you have to apologize for wanting to express like an emotion or how you're feeling about something.
And as much as this is a comedy podcast, it also has the social dynamic side that is probably equally as important. So I was watching it yesterday and I was like, I gotta be honest about how bad this is and why it's so bad. But I also realize part of it is comedy. Most people come here for the comedy. So I'm gonna pull our asses out of the fire right now and I'm gonna tell y'all we have a new bit and it's called What Are They Doing Now? I don't know if I'll ever do this bit again. We'll see. But What Are They Doing Now is a segment where we
I'm
visit.
already scarred.
Ben looked like somebody slapped him.
I already hate where this is going.
So What Are They Doing Now is a segment in the show where we look at the Star Wars actors and go, what are they doing now? And today, we have a special video that I'm going to show everybody. So I will play this video in the background of the podcast, and I need both of you to explain what you're seeing as you see it, okay?
Okay.
Maybe?
Do we have this technology?
We have this technology. We can't show the audience the video, but what we can do is play it in the background, and you two can explain it. So,
SpongeBob,
Where did
we
we get
have
this budget?
technology.
Where did we get this budget from? What's going on?
oh,
Did
shit,
Disney
I should've
send
put
the
it in
checks?
Discord. Disney, yeah, Disney
Did
has sent
Disney
the
send
checks.
the check finally?
Disney has sent the checks. We have never been paid by Disney, and we never will be paid by Disney.
Whoa.
Hold on. Am I supposed to click play now or am
I will count us down.
Hold on, yeah, I'm looking at that thumbnail. Ooh,
That
boy.
thumbnail. We won't explain the thumbnail because you got to see the video and describe as you see it what you're seeing.
All right, there's a oh no, there's a horse.
Adam
And
Driver is
Adam
chasing a
Driver is racing into the ocean. Shirtless, skinny Adam Driver.
Yeah,
He's
racing.
swimming now. Oh, they're both swimming. They're going.
Both Adam and the horse are swimming in the ocean. The
Oh.
horse is swimming in the ocean,
He's on the horse. He's petting the horse.
and he's off the horse again.
He's having a hard time. It's a lot to process.
He's trying spinning, and it's a good trick. And then they're doing a crossfade shot, where it's the horse's mane and Kylo Ren, or Adam Driver, whatever. He's spinning again.
Oh, those muscles.
Was Adam Driver like a centaur by the end of that commercial? Hold on.
Adam Driver was a centaur at the end there.
You know, Jay,
Now, what product is this so the audience knows?
cologne.
Cologne.
Kylo, these are secrets the Jedi wouldn't teach you.
Is this the evolution of fucking merch corner of fucking major merchandise?
No. Merch Corner is still its own
Merchandise
thing.
gone too far.
Major Merchandise did not hold me up on this. This was my decision. I was not threatened by Major Merchandise to present this.
There is a small list of things that I would be surprised by when we record. A thirst trap of Adam Driver that Jay specifically planned was not one of them.
What did this horse do to Adam Driver? Why is
Why
he
did they
chasing
put
it
a-
on the beach?
They were racing, and why did they put a horse in the ocean? Please tell me why you put that horse in the ocean.
I mean, horses
And
swim.
one of my favorite comments, I commented and said, what the fuck is this, from the Stars Every Week Forever account. But I did scroll down a little bit in the comments, and one of my favorite comments is, they really went all out for the new Animorphs run.
Jay, you win. You
I didn't. That was a comment from a random user. I don't win on that.
I know, but you're running out of ways to squeeze Animorphs in here, and I don't. Every time I'm surprised.
She's finding Animorph references in the wild.
Oh God, now she's dabbing.
Wow, that was a sick dab that we just experienced over here.
God, this is what I get.
Wow.
Listen, I have
pod
dabbed
racing.
blackmail on you. You don't get the comment.
I'm gonna
This is
watch.
what I get for bringing up pod racing every week.
I'm gonna watch that commercial 5 more times tonight. I'm so excited to show my wife that commercial when I'm done recording here.
I can't describe. So what are our afterthoughts on whatever the fuck that was?
This is the greatest commercial I've ever seen, and I'm buying that
It's-
cologne tonight.
I
Capitalism wins.
I don't understand why that is a commercial for cologne. It's just Adam Driver racing a horse, swimming in the sea with a horse, spinning in the water a lot, and then turning into a centaur. But it's for cologne?
To be fair, cologne commercials anymore, or like beauty product commercials anymore, are just like acid trips in visual form.
What am I supposed to surmise from that? Like, what's the cologne smell like? Does it smell like Adam Driver and horse?
It
Does it
smells
smell
like
like
if you
wet
were
horse?
surgically attached to a horse.
Yeah. Well, it's, it smells like if Adam Driver got fused with a horse. That smell.
Smells like an andalite. That's what it is. Where's the... Listen, cowards, why didn't you show the scorpion tail?
Listen, cowards. Jay rarely gets as fired up as she does when talking about Animorphs.
That's true. It's very true.
Hold on. I don't know if this is the description.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, God.
Do we have
Ricardo Tusis, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I apologize if I'm not. First sent for Burberry starring Adam Driver. The cologne is starring Adam Driver, not the commercial. The cologne.
It's Adam Driver. We disintegrated Adam Driver into a mist and put it inside of these cologne bottles.
We just witnessed the birth of Adam Driver's Centaur fanfic. This comment section is beautiful.
Is that a comment?
Yeah. I need to get out of here. We're gonna do this all night.
I mean, I'm not opposed. Fuck Attack of the Clones.
Oh my god.
There's a comment there's a lot of John Oliver comments because obviously John Oliver has been thirsting over Adam Driver forever. But
who hasn't?
One of the strangest comments in this comment section is moisture is the essence of wetness and wetness is the essence of beauty.
Moisture is the essence of wetness, and wetness is the essence of beauty.
And I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to mean.
John Oliver's God working harder than mine.
Well, this is the podcast now.
This is the podcast now. Welcome to
reading the comments on this one video.
Someone legitimately commented, all jokes aside, the imagery is stunning. He turns into a horse! What's stunning?
It's fucking fade cam. All they did was turn down the opacity on 2 different fucking shots and overlap them. I could do that right now. All I can picture is him in a room with his Marine buddies being forced to watch this on repeat. Alright, that's enough. That was, what are they doing now, or whatever the fuck I called it. Maybe we'll do this again? I don't know. I don't know what, like, we're past the Mark Hamill doing whatever that fucking commercial was, where he faces off with Picard, or Jean-Luc Picard. Like, that would have been the only one that probably would have ever happened in history, but there you go.
I would like to do a bit as well because I find this very funny. Ben.
Oh no.
Can you name me one movie Natalie Portman did besides Star Wars?
That's not Thor. you were gonna say
Not-
that. No,
I mean,
no.
He's not technically wrong.
She was definitely in
You're Googling it.
Good Will Hunting.
You're Googling it.
No, I'm not. My hands are not on my keyboard.
I haven't watched Good Will Hunting since like since I was in high school.
I haven't watched Good Will Hunting since
Unless
ever.
The first thing Ben throws out, the both of us are like, was she in that?
I don't think she was in Good Will Hunting.
I don't think
No,
so.
she definitely was. I remember it distinctly.
I remember it like it was yesterday.
She's not in Good Will Hunting. That says a lot about Good Will Hunting that I can't fucking genuinely remember if she is
All
or
right.
is not in Good Will
Saving
Hunting.
Private Ryan.
No.
Oh, everybody remember.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you remember
She
that
was
scene?
Ryan.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that scene at the end of Saving Private Ryan where she gets shot by the sniper? Fucking incredible.
Jay, you're spoiling the movie for me. I ain't seen it yet.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh,
Oh,
you
a
haven't seen it,
movie you
but
haven't
you
seen?
remember?
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Ben and I have a mutual friend that has made a joke out of not spoiling Infinity War, although he will never see it. I never want you to complain about that bit anymore because that is your life, literally.
Yeah, but I don't make it a running bit where every time someone brings up the movie, I complain about it. I cannot talk about Star Wars at all in the presence of this person because they'll just yell spoilers at me. Which might be for the best, honestly.
Okay, so there is a line in this movie that concerned me. The way people's
We're
faces
done
drop
with it.
whenever we talk about the actual movie now. Wait,
Oh,
do you have more?
No, we just let Ben off the hook with Natalie Portman, I guess. That's what.
Well, what the fuck are we supposed to do? He was never gonna come up with anything.
Nah, she was in Seven Samurai.
Yeah, remember Natalie Portman's role in Seven Samurai?
Yeah.
Jesus God, Mother of Christ. Watch a movie, Ben. Any movie.
I just watched one yesterday. It was called Star Wars Episode 2: Attack of the Clones.
The thing you're watching can't have Star Wars in the title. It has to be literally anything else.
And it can't be an MCU movie.
Okay, good.
So anyway, there was a line in this movie that bothered me this week more than usual, and I figured I would bring it up. It's Obi-Wan going, "If droids could think, there would be none of us here." That line so doesn't
sorry,
fit
Chris.
Star Wars. What just happened?
I made a face because something hit me, but it was in the middle of your sentence, so like my face lit up, and then Chris just saw me try and not get excited because I was about to blurt out a movie.
What movie?
V for Vendetta.
Yes!
You did it! You actually did it! You found a way! You found a way! And of course it's another comic book movie.
Yeah.
And of course,
I
I only
almost don't
thought of
wanna
it when
count it.
Jay started doing something else.
I almost don't want to count it, but technically it counts. I'll give you it.
Anyway,
GG.
droids.
Yeah, so...
I apologize for interrupting.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't want to talk about Attack of the Clones as much as you don't want to talk about Attack of the Clones. So there's a line in this fucking movie where Obi-Wan Kenobi goes, "Well, if droids could think, there would be none of us here, now would there?" And it's the most un-Star Wars line humanly possible. I know that Georgie Boy doesn't think that droids have souls, but obviously they have the capacity in these movies to think for themselves. Like, that is obvious. Also, it's just like a little droid phobic from Obi-Wan, which we already know he hates droids.
Yeah.
But, like, it makes me feel like George just had a particularly tough day trying to wrangle the CGI budget for this movie. And he was like, "God damn it, I gotta do a script rewrite." And goes back in and he's like, all he does is add that line. He's like, "I did good today. I got my frustration out in a reasonable way."
Yeah.
I'm
walks past the wall and it's off.
living vicariously through Obi-Wan's fucking bigotry.
It's like, yeah, I got it out a constructive way, and he leaves the office and walks past the wall just filled with holes where he's just been punching into the fucking drive.
He's a Kyle.
Yeah.
I've gotten control of my anger issues. I will now go turn down the oxygen in the editing rooms again and just see what happens. Hey Ben Burt, are you okay in there? All right, we'll see in about 10 minutes. How you feeling?
Get shit on, nerds.
All right,
Just walks out.
all right, I'm cool. I'm relaxed. Everything's fine. One of the writers comes up. Hey George, I wanted to ask you about this later story involving Mara Jade. He just punches the fucking wall.
How dare you?
If anyone doesn't know, George Lucas famously hates that character for no reason.
Other than, yeah, because he didn't want to marry Mara Jade Skywalker because Luke Skywalker is his self-insert. Can we have, maybe friend of the show, AO3 Tags, can help us with this. Can we just start a trend of people randomly putting in whoever they're shipping Luke with George Lucas's self-insert in AO3 and just see what happens?
George Lucas with Cammy.
Ryan Johnson went to George Lucas and he's like, if Luke Skywalker would marry anyone, who would it be? Well, I like that Cammy person. Who? Deleted scene, New Hope. It broke my heart to release. He's like, all right, that's who Luke Skywalker marries.
Now I'm just. Oh God.
Oh my God, it's a bad movie.
It's a bad fucking movie. It's a bad movie with like some fun shit in there if you dig for it, or if you watch these movies forever and you create your own bits and then that becomes funny.
It's tough because there's some fun stuff in there and there's some definitely memeable things that we can jump on top of, but it's so boring in execution, and the fun stuff happens so late in the movie that it's like, who fucking cares?
Some of the early stuff is fun. I still think Obi-Wan jumping out of the window is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's deeply funny.
Yeah, like it's all really funny. It's not supposed to be, but it's really funny.
It's funny for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Suicidal Obi-Wan did start with that.
Yeah.
Oh shit! No, I thought it started with episode 3 when Obi-Wan's just like, no, Anakin, just go on without me, whatever.
I mean, this is when we first see it in the movies. This is the first. This is the first evidence of Obi-Wan's later tendencies.
I got this vision of when we finally do the script read for these movies.
Yeah.
Whatever our rotation is, the script read of just like changing all. Which I won't do this because that would be a fucking nightmare for whoever wrote the script. Which rewriting the entire scripts of these movies so that we could make the narrator lines funnier. It was just like Obi-Wan Kenobi just fucking sees a window and tries to jump out of it with no knowledge of how thick it is and if it's airtight sealed.
Obi-Wan Kenobi just dives out the fucking window for some reason.
Obi-Wan Kenobi tries to commit suicide by jumping out a window after a thing he probably can't catch, but the Force doesn't want him to die, so here we are. I really want to do that script read.
God, I'm dreading that script read.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, the man cursed with immortality.
My God, could you imagine? So, he's on the Death Star. Darth Vader murders him. He goes into his spirit form. He's like, oh shit, that's right. God damn it. Because he's still sentient.
My favorite thing about the new canon is that they got rid of the story where Obi-Wan comes to Luke and says, I can't stick around anymore, I have to go to the afterlife. So he does finally go away. Like, it's a gross oversimplification, but there's literally a story where Obi-Wan's just like, I can't hold on anymore, I have to go, you're on, you've got to take up the mantle yourself. In this canon, that's not a thing.
That's such an escalation of Yoda just being like, it's time for the long sleep. It really is the Jedi just having an established history of knowing when it's time to just fucking cut your losses and dip. They're just like, I'm out.
Yeah, Luke, totally. I can't keep coming back. I'm getting weaker. I can't bring myself to talk to you anymore.
Yeah, Luke.
It's not because I'm tired of looking at this fucking desert planet or talking to your dumb ass piece.
Luke, I'm going through a tunnel. Luke.
But that doesn't happen in the new canon. So Obi-Wan is just cursed with immortal Force Ghost life. Because, like, Yoda fucking comes back in Last Jedi, so Obi-Wan's out there somewhere. And not only is it Obi-Wan, it's young Obi-Wan, because there's two different fucking voices coming from him in Rise of Skywalker, so it's like young Obi-Wan and old Obi-Wan. It's just like...
Also, that might not be, like, Force projection Obi-Wan, because, like, all the other Jedi talk to Rey, too, because reasons...
Yeah, but, like, also Yoda in Last Jedi, so he's probably still fully able to do that. So he's still cursed with immortality.
And also, maybe not yet dead Jedi, because we don't know what Ahsoka's up to, because...
Yeah, that bugs me so much.
Because everyone was like, oh, this confirms Ahsoka's dead. Then fucking Dave Filoni goes on Twitter and posted a picture of Ahsoka next to Gandalf, and he goes, don't worry, people thought I was dead too, so we don't know what the fuck Ahsoka's doing now.
Realistically, she's
I'm
probably
not upset.
passed on by now.
You're fucking upset. I'm not mad about anything. Fuck!
I'm calling it. When they do their... Yeah, I got Chris so bad.
Ben's off-screen fuck was so good.
I'm going to call it now. I think Ahsoka's going to die in whatever their version of the Thrawn incident is. I really think it's going to happen.
Wouldn't surprise me.
I'm trying to decide whether I'll be mad or not.
When I was out back home, I was I was playing Star Wars Battlefront 2 with my little nephews quite a bit, and they were looking at like trailers for other games on their the Switches, and they were like, "Oh, this is a Star Wars game," and it was Jedi Outcast. And I was like, "Oh, it's one of my favorite games. It's Kyle Katarn," and they were like, "Oh, who's Kyle Katarn?" And I was like, he's not."
Did I ever tell you guys about Kyle
Katarn?
And I'm like, I looked around.
Tears away.
Yeah, I looked around this room and there's nobody else but me and these children, and I'm like, I don't get weepy-eyed in front of the children about Kyle Katarn.
One day I'm
going to explain to my sister-in-law why I'm crying about some guy named Kyle in her living room,
Next time Chris goes to visit his family, I'm partially expecting to get a random phone call. It's like, Ed, listen, I need help. I can't do this alone. They're asking about Kyle again. I'll be like, it's okay, Chris. You gotta let him go. It's been years.
I still see him all the time. I see him in my dreams.
He's holding a ridiculously bulky gun to my forehead.
Oh my god, I have a fucking model of that gun too.
I know you do.
Kyle, come back.
The only characters that I really get like that sad about are Jaina and Jason. Like those are Jacene.
I've given them up. I've dissociated it so much. I don't even
given up on the twins.
Think about it anymore, and it makes me so sad, like genuinely emotionally sad. All those stories just gone. And we haven't talked about the EU in forever, and I'm bottling it up right here.
No, we talked about it in Rise of Skywalker, so we talked about it a little bit. But yeah, it's just I've kind of moved past my grieving because, like, if I really want to, I never will because I watch Star Wars every week forever. But if I really want to, I can go back to it. But
I mean,
it's a thing.
For me, all I have is like Bane is still technically canon.
Yeah, but I think
technically meaning he shows up for like a minute in one Clone Wars episode when Yoda's tripping balls. So
My thing with Bane is it's hard for me to grieve for Bane because, one, I know they have plans, but more importantly, it's harder for me to grieve the absence of a villain. Maybe that's just a thing with me. Like, it's mostly Jaina. I don't really grieve Jason, mostly because, Chris and I disagree on the Legacy of the Force books. But, yeah.
It breaks my heart what they did to my sweet, sweet boy, but I appreciate the storytelling. I like it ultimately. Like, it breaks my heart what happened with him, but I ultimately am fine with that as an ending for him.
I feel bad for the Star Wars fan that won the contest to give him his Sith name.
Yeah.
Oh.
That must suck. And also
have that thrown out.
And also that fan artist that was that won the award for making Yoda's master. Cool fucking design. I don't know. With the way it's going, I think a lot of this stuff might come back, except the stuff that can't because of new canon. So, like, that's probably why I read the Solo kids more.
Yeah, because they're never coming back. I mean,
they're gone.
I still sometimes
Star
watch
Wars Episode 10. Immediately in the text scroll, Luke and Leia's hidden twins emerge from the unknown region.
Star Wars Episode 10, The Lost Solos.
Did you say Luke and Leia's lost twins?
Did I?
That's awkward.
Is this the trilogy done by the Game of Thrones guys?
I don't know. We thought Ben said one thing when he actually didn't say the thing in recent history, so we'll see. I'll play it back.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong. We'll play it back.
Luke and Leia's hidden twins.
Han and Leia. I feel gross now.
Episode 10, The Lost Solos. Episode 11, The End of the Solos.
Can the title of this episode of the podcast just be like, the crew gets emotional about the EU?
Grieving the EU again?
Yeah.
Grieving the EU yet again?
Yeah. God.
Grieving the EU with the centaur?
The one where they're all sad.
The one where they're all sad is really good.
That's like, I don't even think we've talked about it. Ben, how do you feel about the Knights of the Old Republic remaster?
Yeah, I don't think we've brought it up.
We haven't brought it up since the most recent trailer, if you want to call it that.
I'm tentatively excited. I want to hold my hype out until we see something more.
My
because we haven't really seen anything.
Yeah, I mean, my primary concern would be if it's going to be, if they're going to tweak stuff or if they're going to change things, and
I think
if
it's
they
almost
do what that means.
Inevitable,
They're gonna tweak.
Yeah, it's
But
just like I worry we're gonna lose some of the Mandalorian stuff.
I don't think we're
gonna.
I feel like we almost have to with how
That's
canon
the thing
is
with the
right
canon now. I feel like we're gonna lose most of the Mandalorian stuff.
Unless they're gonna throw this under like the Legends banner or some kind of other like.
I doubt they would do that.
That would be a dangerous precedent.
I bet they're gonna push for. Yeah, I'd bet they're gonna push for canonity.
Yeah.
I don't see why they can't say that the Mandalorian Wars were still a thing. I don't see, unless I'm missing a piece of canon that really contradicts that. But they would have to change Canderous Ordo pretty heavily, which I don't have a problem with. You can really do Canderous Ordo still pretty easily with that, just by changing the war stories he tells. It would be pretty easy to do. Yeah. I'm not too concerned about the quality of the game because I feel like there will have to be lore changes, but I don't think there will be any earth-shattering ones. And I know that Chris in the Discord mentioned at the time they're going to Final Fantasy VII remake this up. I don't think that's going to happen either because a lot of the problems with the Final Fantasy VII remake is that they decided to make it a fucking chapter-esque game, and that's why the game is so fucking weird. I think this should be fine. I think it'll be good. Also, it's pretty
VII
hard.
is also a much weirder game than I think people give it credit for anyway.
That's
It's a,
true.
it's a
That's
very
true.
weird game.
It's just I'm scared, and I hope they understand what they have their hands on here, because that's even like to the non us type Star Wars fans, Knights of the Old Republic is a big thing. Like that was one of the biggest.
Yeah.
That was, I believe, at the time it released, the biggest selling game out there.
I'm almost willing to believe that they're willing to bend over backwards to adhere to the canon of KOTOR. So I think there will be changes, but I think they will really, really work pretty damn hard to make sure that most of that is still in effect. And also, I'm not too worried about it. Even if they change the entire gameplay, it won't matter much to me, because KOTOR's might be the simplest BioWare game that's ever been made in terms of gameplay.
Especially with the first KOTOR, I mean, you can only improve that game.
Yeah.
That gameplay wasn't great. Let's be real. KOTOR is
Yeah.
amazing, but the gameplay is rough.
KOTOR is the bridge between old BioWare and new BioWare.
Yeah.
It's the conversation system is still pretty solid, but it was them trying to get used to consoles, and the transition wasn't very good. And even if they turn it into just a straight up hack and slash, I'll be fine with it.
I just thought of something.
What's up?
Because I'm on Wikipedia, of course, and because I
You
was
live on it.
curious.
It's Ben's homepage.
I was honestly, when I open Google Chrome, it goes straight to
Dear.
Wikipedia.
Dear God.
I'm dead serious. Because I was curious about conflicts and continuity for the Mandalorian Wars. We might actually get some details on the Darksaber now that I'm really thinking about it. Because it is a relic that was created in the Old Republic.
That's an interesting thought. They could completely
And part of the
put a
Mandalorian
whole...
Wars was the Vizsla clan reclaiming the Darksaber from the Jedi.
Yeah, they could put a Darksaber arc into that game pretty easily if they're building it up from the if they're building it from the ground up anyway,
Another thing I just thought of is that I think this is just a theory. I don't think it would be too. I see what you. I was about to do the same thing, Ben. Keep your mouth shut. I wasn't going to say it either.
A Star Wars theory.
Thanks for watching.
I
just had
Chris looked very confused.
I think what they might end up doing is closing the gap between when Bane happens and when Revan happens to a smaller period of time. Because I think it might be easier for them. Because, like, that chunk of time between the end of KOTOR 2 and the old Sith Wars is massive and almost entirely unfulfilled, except for the Old Republic, which who gives a fucking shit? Barely anybody plays it. Barely anyone has played it. So
Which
those
is a
folks
shame.
can...
It had potential. I will say them and the Elder Scrolls Online still have the best cinematic trailers.
Yeah. Oh my
hands
god,
down.
the cinematics
It's
in
incredible.
that game are fantastic.
It's like that.
I'm slowly trying to get myself into the Old Republic,
It's not working.
the MMO, and it's just Chris and Jay probably know this, but I famously can't stand MMOs.
Me too.
Because they just seem like
yeah.
a black hole that you just throw time at.
The Old Republic is difficult because there's barely anyone on the servers, so you immediately have to throw out a portion of the game when you get like to level 15. I've played the Jedi Knight one up to level 38, and then everything else I've played to about level 10. Every like November or December, I go back to that game for some reason. I don't know why. None of the story's very interesting. The characters are cool, but not that interesting, and it's such a long period of time between things about them. It's fine. I wouldn't grieve. I don't think the Old Republic players would grieve it if it was gone, to be honest.
I don't really like MMOs. I like the idea of MMOs, and I've always tried to get into like God, what the hell's the one? Fuck. Moving on. But I tried to get into the Old Republic when it first launched, and I played it for a bit, and it was really good for an MMO because again, I don't Black Desert Online is the one that I have tried to get into because it has the best character creation in pretty much any fantasy game and really great visuals, pretty good gameplay, but just like the problem I ran into when I was playing the Old Republic, capitalism strikes again and ruins everything it comes across, and basically it's, hey, give us money and a fuck ton of money, like just an absurd amount of money, or grind for 1,000
12
hours.
years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's, yeah. It's
The
just,
the Old Republic is better with that, but the character creation is limited. But I do find the level decrease in not being a paid subscriber when you get to level whatever is way less than any other MMO on the market. So in that respect, it's easy to get into. But-
Character creation's actually kind of funny because it's literally just like, hey, pick a race. Hey,
Human,
pick like a
cyborg?
pre-rendered face. Cyborg is one of the races.
Human, Cyborg, and Zabrak go nuts.
And then the rest of them are like, oh, you can only get these if you like have a paid subscription, which is kind of understandable, but still shitty.
Or you could buy each of them for like $5, which is pretty reasonable considering what other MMOs do.
Yeah.
I like the idea of MMOs as well, but I haven't really loved. I played WoW really hard for a while, but it was only because my friends were playing it. I haven't really loved an MMO since Star Wars Galaxies.
The problem I have with MMOs, I think, is I was spoiled, and my first MMO was RuneScape, which was fucking incredible.
I actually still play old school RuneScape.
I would kill for a Star Wars MMO with like a self-sustained economy like RuneScape was back in the day, where like you could literally go into that game and just cut down fucking trees for days, and you could start up a small business, and you could RuneScape was nuts.
Star Wars
Galaxies was wild.
That's what Star Wars Galaxies was. Star Wars Galaxies was a game where you could just join the game and decide to be a chef, and that's all you would do for like it was incredible. Star Trek Online.
To play the stock market because I played RuneScape as a kid. At like 14, I was fucking flipping products.
Yep.
Star Trek Online probably is the game that I think has the most potential to be like that. Obviously, you're always going to be a Star Trek starship captain, but I've played a little bit of it. It sucks on Xbox One, and I won't download it on computer. But from what little I've played, it seems like it.
I would play Star Trek Online with you because I have looked at that game a couple of times, very interested, even though I've never seen an episode of Star Trek. There we go. We'll play Star Trek Online together. Ben, download Star Trek Online.
I want to call out Ben here. Here's a RuneScape story. So I met Ben through theater, and I actually got to know him through D&D. He ran for a while, and then I've been running pretty much ever since. We were on like a major dragon fight, and it was a fun combat that they kind of stumbled into through a series of crazy events that I'm not going to explain here. And it was like 2 airships, and it was like it was a Balrog. It was what do they call it? Whatever. It was a Baylor that they were fighting, not a dragon. Ben kept missing over and over again. He couldn't do anything with his turns. So he would just slump back in his chair, incredibly depressed, and play RuneScape the entire time. But RuneScape was being nasty to him as well.
No, so I was up in, I forget what the city's called, and I was trying to grind out my mining level. And every time I went back into the mine, some motherfucker went to the one ore vein that I needed and mined it dry. And by the time it opened up, some other motherfucker rolled up, and I was like, you're all sons of bitches.
So there's a famous meme image that I made of Ben from that
It's
night
so
that
good.
I still treasure.
It's
I think
good.
you got the kill on that one too, so it ended up resolving itself pretty well.
I was still upset. It's one of those where you won, but you just got so mad winning it doesn't even matter. That and Lego
Success.
Star Wars were my two things that I did at D&D when I was just not when I was in a mood.
So, Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, is a movie that we've been ignoring for the last 25 minutes.
25.
Listen,
Well, we talked about
made
it for
us,
a little
it
bit.
made us super emo, and so we had to like get that out.
We embodied our inner Hayden Christensen, and we had
Yeah.
to just purge that real fucking quick.
Well, here's something we can talk about. Hayden Christensen is bad in this movie. Like, just
He is.
really... Chris just spit up. I just made Chris spit
Chris
up.
just do a nosedive off the edge of the fucking screen. I heard the clink as you put your can down.
So, Hayden,
Oh, God.
why are you flipping me off?
Because you made him
'Cause
laugh
you're too
right
funny.
when he was drinking.
Listen, lady.
I've never heard that in my life.
God damn it.
So Hayden Christensen is really awful in this movie, but I feel like we could talk a little bit about it's something I realized in the special features, but I don't think we've gone into detail with it. I think he's really bad in these movies because he's over-directed. Watching George Lucas direct is a fucking trip.
George Lucas treated Hayden Christensen like a pageant mom.
But he treats all of the actors like that. He treats all of the actors like that. He will pull them aside and give them their blocking and say in the most monotone voice possible the line and then tell them to put more emotion into it. It's like, motherfucker, you didn't put any emotion into it.
George Lucas is the ultimate pageant mom.
Yeah.
Hold on, we're on to something. He even made a fucking dress that did not fit.
Oh fuck, we are
and
onto something.
Forced her
Oh my god,
into
we are onto something.
Oh
forced
fuck.
poor Natalie Portman into it. Holy fuck.
Oh fuck.
He
We've
gets really
really-
mad and then drowns Mark Hamill.
We just
it's his self-inserts. His self-inserts.
this.
Inserts are the ones that he bullies on.
Listen,
Oh my god, he really is a pageant mom.
listen. We're spiraling. We're slowly becoming Dark Side of Star Wars over here.
Slowly.
We gotta stop
This
this.
is a freaking nosedive with
We
a
gotta
tail
stop
spin.
this.
John Moxley just shows up like,
Yeah.
yeah, Hayden Christensen. George Lucas would love to work with.
Yeah. Motherfucker could take a light tube to the head. What can I say?
Chris Jericho's monotone voice comes in just like nobody knew in the background what Hayden Christensen was going through except Mark Hamill. And Mark Hamill pops up on screen and he's just like, yeah, he tried to drown me once. And then another time the director for Empire Strikes Back tried to get me to hit my head off of a hut many times, but I think that was George too.
I think, I don't know, that day's a little fuzzy, to be honest.
Yeah. I don't know why, but I'm having trouble recalling
It's just
it.
like a blur.
It's like it's funny. I don't remember that or the next 3 weeks for some reason.
But next thing I knew, the movie was done.
I think there was a scene where Leia kissed me, which I didn't think about when Return of the Jedi came out, but I thought about when I saw the movies later on.
I don't know.
That's weird.
Kind of zoned out for a few months. Apparently, I did a Christmas special.
And then you got like Harrison Ford, who like if anyone mentions the Christmas special, he's just like, no, I didn't do that. I wasn't in a Christmas special.
Check out our second annual Star Wars Christmas special in 4 weeks.
I'm so
I
excited.
think in 4 weeks.
So excited.
Yeah, I think this comes out November. No, I know it comes out November 24th. So
I'm so hyped.
I'm not. Listen, I keep track of a physical copy of all of the episodes and the episode titles and the outros. So every time I open it, I'm like, what's the last date? So I realized that episode 8 comes out in 2022 in this rotation. So I sent to the Discord. It's like, I just realized that we have to do the Star Wars Christmas special soon, and I am already traumatized by it. But these two are excited.
I'm so
Preemptive
excited.
trauma.
Because it's something new and different for this year, at least.
It's still fucking Star Wars.
It's not a movie I've seen once every 9 weeks, and I get to analyze more of whatever the fuck was going on. And I'm smoking way more weed than I was back then, so this is gonna be a lot more fun. So
I don't think you guys understand. I'm gonna be
You're
high
in
as a
charge of that
fucking
episode.
kite.
I know I'm in
You're-
charge of the episode. It's gonna be great. What are you talking about? Again, I'm smoking way more weed than I was last year. It's gonna be great.
Oh god. Yeah, we'll talk about the Star Wars Christmas special, so we don't talk about the unfortunate holiday that comes out this week, guys. Be safe at home, with your family in these COVID times. How's everybody doing? Let's do one of those check-ins we do every once in a while.
We're doing a wellness check.
I'm good. Life sucks. People are the worst. I'm doing great. That's about
Life's-
where I'm at.
Life sucks, people are the worst, but Star Wars is always Star Wars. For better or for worse, Star Wars is always consistent.
It's the scene from the fucking Spider-Man movie where he's like, everywhere I look, I see his face, and it's just the Star Wars logo.
Well, I gotta make that now. No, I'll say this. Despite the way I started the episode, I still get such a kick out of sitting here and talking about Star Wars with y'all. And even though I bitch, I get such a kick out of editing this show and editing the images that come with it. And I get a kick out of all of you. So thank you so much. Ben currently has his glasses all the way down on his nose and is just looking really strange right now, so I think I'm gonna call it. This has been Star Wars Every Week Forever. We love you all sincerely. Good night.
That was a
Ben,
super.
put your glasses on right side up.
That was a.
Why
that was
do
a
I have to direct you like a mother?
I mean,
Yeah,
my
that's
mother.
fair.
That was a super normal one, everyone. Good job.
Hey, if you enjoyed us, thought we were funny, like our content, or just really love our suffering and want to hear more of it, we're available all over the place and release episodes every Wednesday around 12 Eastern Standard Time. You can find us on Spotify, Amazon Music, TuneIn, Player FM, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, and in a unique format over on YouTube that our fans seem to dig. You can join in on the conversation over on Twitter as well, at SWEWF. We're quite active and love to hear from our fans. Sincerely, though, we appreciate you taking the time out of your day to spend with us on this car crash of a ride.